The past week has been absolutely crazy for roller coasters across the world, because not only have we had one of the most insane looking roller coasters that's ever going to be built finally announced with a much better name than we first thought, and not only has Universal Hollywood just soft opened a world-class roller coaster for the first time, but a famous and very old roller coaster here in the UK derailed. And it does not look good for the future of it. There is so much news because all that and even more has happened this past week in theme parks. Yes, welcome back to another episode of the series that could definitely have a shorter title. This past week in theme parks, where we take a look at theme park news across the world that's happened over the past week. And oh boy, what a week it's been. You don't want to miss this news, so be sure you watch till the end. And be sure to subscribe to the channel as well if you haven't already. And sorry to interrupt, I very recently announced that I will be riding Rita at Alton Towers 100 times in a row in aid of the Alzheimer's Society, and every milestone we hit with donations, more laps will be added. So go and donate to the Just Giving page and check out Rita100.com down below. Either way, let's get right into the news. And we're going to start in Europe right now. Yes, wow, we're here. Ignore the fact there is no quickfire segment today. Please do not kill me for that. But there's only really two small stories that have happened. The first of which being Disneyland Paris that have reopened their Snow White dark ride, starring the Seven Dwarves, of course. No one has ever called it that. Snow White starring the Seven Dwarves. But that seems to have officially reopened now with a huge refurbishment happening to it. And over in Italy, it looks like a roller coaster in Gardaland might need a bit of a refurbishment after a huge fire broke out in its area. Luckily, the fire has been put out and no one was injured, but I have no idea how that started. So hopefully it doesn't happen anymore, much like what keeps happening at Walt Disney World, because yes, we are already moving to America. Sounds like I'm moving over there. I'm not, I promise. Because speaking of Walt Disney World having some fires, they've had yet another one, and it's happened in their theme parks before. It's happened at resort hotels and just normal hotels, but we have a new candidate today in the form of a Walt Disney World transport bus. Again, no one injured, the bus was empty, and as much as Disney haven't commented on it and there's no reports of it actually being a fire, I think you can sort of just look at it and put two and two together. Talking of fire, some fire new rides appear to be on their way at Six Flags Great America, as they've shown this camera that's panning across a certain piece of land with some footers, and it says Treetop Adventure 27 with a wristband that says Sotica. No idea what that means, but whatever it is probably just a kids coaster coming in 2027. Silver Dollar City have teased a brand new announcement coming very soon with a Marvel Mining Co. background saying 8.14. What date is that? The 8th day of the 14th month? Who on earth would write their dates like that? If we put that 814 number and minus 489, you get Fury 325. The huge B&M Giga Coaster at Carowinds has finally reopened. And usually when parks shut rides for ages, we have no idea why, and then when they reopen, we still have no idea why, but they actually did say that they're pleased to announce it has reopened and resumed normal operation following the successful completion of a comprehensive foundation-related improvement and inspection. Didn't realise how many big words would be in that sentence, but we did think it was foundation-related, and they've had issues with the supports before, so what's next? The track? Someone start the Oblivion Trackers collapse rumours again. Knott's Berry Farm are getting some brand new water slides in their water-soaked city, if you really wanted to know that. Universal have just announced a brand new IP that's going to be joining them at Halloween Horror Nights, and it's a video game. What sort of spooky video game could we see there? Fortnite. And I'm not even joking. And I don't really talk about Halloween Horror Nights on this series, but with the amount of backlash they've received from that, fans saying that they are so disappointed that they have stayed so loyal and they've done this to them, thought it was worth talking about because it's quite funny. And do you want to see something else funny? Because I went on the internet and I found this.
Yo, there's a raccoon on the thing!
Someone needs to tell that raccoon that's not how you ride a log flume. Don't panic, I believe the raccoon was completely fine. Although if I was that raccoon, I would have walked all the way to the top and slid down that entire drop, because that would have been so fun. Tell you what will also be very fun when it opens: Universal Studios Orlando's Fast and Furious Hollywood Drift. Why is that such a long name? First Hagrid's magical motorbike creature, and now this. And it's not even in Hollywood. It's in Orlando. Fast and Furious Hollywood Orlando Drift, and I just wanted to report that some new track pieces have gone up for that in exactly the same space that Rip Ride Rockit used to have its huge non-inverting loop. We now see a really symmetrical, very visually pleasing passover on the coaster, and it just looks so cool. And with the speed that they've put this track up, I wouldn't be surprised if we're drifting around it in less than a year from now, maybe earlier than the new Hollywood Drift in Hollywood, and how quick that's taken to open its doors, because it finally has soft opened. The other day on social media, you know, you get those typical people who've been told something and they go, I know something you don't. A few people started circulating rumours that Hollywood Drift in Hollywood would soft open, or go into technical rehearsals as they call them over there, for the first time to the public, and they were correct. And people got to experience the queue line for the first time, which, to be honest, quite a lot of it just looks like a multi-story car park. But this one section here, when you're walking back and forth and you can see the coaster going all around you, launching, inverting, oh, that bit's so cool. And then you get up into the station and hop on for your ride, in which some people did manage to get POVs of, and oh my god, it looks insane. The way you're going through those inversions and through those launches, and you can see the cars around you spinning, and you're obviously spinning in their direction as well. There's points where you both like meet up like that and you can go, honestly, it looks like one of the world's most satisfying coasters to watch and ride. And supposedly, it is one of the best roller coaster experiences in the world. People saying it's better than Velocicoaster already, which, if that's true, that is absolutely mental. People easily saying it's the best thing that park has ever gotten. It looks absolutely incredible. And hopefully at some point in the future, I'll get to go and ride it. And if not, there's one in Florida. And there might be a DeLorean Back to the Future version coming to the UK. I hope. Speaking of the UK, we're going to quickly travel over there before the last story in America, because we have a couple of interesting news stories, where first of all, an absolute nut job who you can see on your screen right now has decided to ride Rita 100 times at Alton Towers for the Alzheimer's Society, where the more money we raise, the more laps get added. And we've already had 6 laps added, and there's more to be added. So get donating to that and check out Rita100.com. Both pages are linked in the description. Another theme park that's supposed to be based in the UK, made by this nutjob, Discovery Studios, is finally going to open its doors on Friday with a huge firework and drone spectacular just across the sea from England in Ireland, which technically this park isn't in the UK, but it's close. But for their sake, I'll say it's not in the UK, it's in Ireland. You have Emerald Park. And you might be asking, what have Emerald Park done? I don't think they've been in this series since Fire Force opened. Well, the news for the park this time round isn't quite as good, because their wooden roller coaster, Cuchulainn, or Cuchulainn, I'm not even going to try and pronounce it, has somehow managed to get stuck and valley, with videos coming out of the ride just literally going back and forth like a pirate ship in a section of its layout. And there was even a report that a wheel had flown off, which I don't think has happened, but I've never seen that happen before, especially on that wooden coaster. But I've also never heard a story quite like it on the Big Dipper back in England at Blackpool Pleasure Beach, because as much as it is a very old roller coaster, they've made sure it's been maintained properly. Well, I don't really know what went wrong in the past week, but the Big Dipper roller coaster was pictured having derailed off of part of one of the drops. And some key things to notice is one of the carriages on the train is literally like that, and the track further down going up towards that little hill is literally broken and splintered in the middle. Now, of course, I've prefaced this many a time with everything I've spoken about today. Everyone was okay. There's only been a few people on TikTok saying, I'm never going to ride a roller coaster again because of this. Roller coasters are fine. You have worse a chance of flying. That's not a good comparison. Whatever mode of transport you took to get to that park that day, whether it be car, plane, boat, bus, metro, flu, warp star, those transportation methods have way more of a chance of crashing or having an accident than a roller coaster. So don't let this put you off going on more of them. But interestingly, I don't think a lot of people do remember this, but Dreamland Margate had a similar incident where the Scenic Railway roller coaster, also a very old wooden roller coaster, which actually got refurbished, so there's even less of a reason why this should have happened on that. But that was filmed going over one of its valleys, and then it derailed, and again, you saw that wood in the center just completely crack open and splinter. Now, obviously, it's not open at all and will never open again. So could we see a similar fate happen for Big Dipper? Hopefully the park has enough funds to actually go and repair it. I have my fingers crossed, although I wouldn't mind if they RMC it, although it is grade 2 listed. Damn it. But as much as I reside in the UK and we've just moved here, I'm moving back to America again. For the final big story of this episode and of this past week, and I think if a lot of you do keep up with the news, you know exactly what I'm talking about. This thing right here, Six Flags Great Adventures brand new Project Purple, that also had some other names trademarked, such as Gargantuan Vertical Vengeance and Phantom Spire, which we all thought would be the name for this ride. But no, they've announced a completely different name, that being Six Flags Great Adventures Bakunawa. Bakunawa? Back off! But not only did we get that name announcement, we obviously had a container that was rising out of the sea with this Mack Extreme Spinner roller coaster train in it. This is the ride car for Bakunawa. Where is half of it? Well, in actual fact, that entire train on the ride will be flawless, unlike any other spinning coaster in the world, and it's going to have this insane... It just looks like it's got bare bones. I'm calling this bare bones now, not Bakunawa. Let me tell you a bit about the 6 world records that come with this, because as you can see, it's devouring 6 of them. We've got the world's fastest spinning coaster at 100 miles an hour. Oh my god. Before recording this, I had no idea about that speed. That is insane. We've got the world's fastest inversion with the world's first upside down launch and the world's longest stall inversion. Oh my god, that's a lot. And of course, it is the world's tallest spinning roller coaster and also the world's first flawless spinning roller coaster, which they claim towards the end has 137 seconds of ride time. Who's counting that time? Because that equates to over 2 minutes of ride time. I'm seeing the POV as 50 seconds long. So how have we jumped a minute and a half in front of that? They'll count the ride time as the switch track at the start. This is your minute 30. But Bakunawa does look very, very good, and we're going to watch the POV right now because it'd be stupid not to. That first launch into the stall inversion that's got that upside down launch, that is absolutely ridiculous. The fact that this would be insane as a normal roller coaster with a normal train. The fact it's spinning is ridiculous. Into that next launch, going up the huge, huge Phantom Spire and banking round literally 90 degrees out. Surely that is like one of the scariest elements on a roller coaster ever. Being that high up in the air and banking outwards like that on a flawless train with just a lap bar. It's going to feel absolutely ridiculous before making your way back round that helix and back down the drop. Which, if you're going backwards down that drop, oh my god. I think if you're still mad about this coaster and you still think that it looks terrible or whatever, save your thoughts till you ride it, because I genuinely think this might be one of the craziest roller coasters ever made. And potentially one of the scariest as well. I'm incredibly excited for Bakunawa, Bakunawa, Hakuna Matata, and I hope you are too. Leave a like if you are, and leave a comment as well down below with what your favourite news story of today was. Make sure you subscribe once again to the channel if you haven't already. And we've spoken about Universal Studios quite a lot today, so if you want to see what they're up to currently with the brand new UK theme park coming in 2031, click here. We talk about all the latest construction, teaser trailer, go watch it.